The most expensive homes in Gallatin Valley sell all the time. And most of the time, you'll never even see the price. Not on Zillow, not on Redfin, and at the very top price point, not even on the local MLS. Montana is a non-disclosure state, so sold prices already stay private in the state. But luxury homes take it a step further. A lot of the highest end deals, especially in the Yellowstone Club in the Big Sky, happen off market, and they never hit any system at all. So the luxury numbers you find online aren't just estimates, they're missing entire sections of sales. If we haven't met, I'm Chase Heiland, a broker here in Bozeman with Keller Williams Montana Realty. I made the move to Bozeman back in 2016, and I've spent the years since helping busy professionals buy, sell, and build real wealth across Bozeman, Big Sky, and all of Gallatin Valley. Pulling the real numbers every month, the ones the public sites can't show you, is part of how I do that. So let's get into them. Let's start with the big picture. This is the median price for a luxury single family home in Gallatin County, anything $1.5 million and up. Going back about 20 years with the mortgage rate laid over the top. Median just means the price right in the middle, where half the homes sold for more and half sold for less. For a very long stretch, the luxury median bounced around the $2 million mark. Then in 2023 and 2024, it climbed hard. Same as the rest of the market, and it's been running in the mid 2 millions since. Right now, it sits around 2.5 million, and that's actually up about 6% from this same point last year. And just a quick note, so these numbers make sense, everything I'm showing today runs January through May, and I'm comparing it to that same January through May window last year. So it's an even apples to apples look at the year so far, not a full 12 months. Keep that in mind every time I give you an up or down number today. Here's something that really matters. Look at that rate line. Rates more than doubled, and luxury didn't fold in our area. If anything, the high end got stronger through it all. That tells you something about who's buying up here. When a buyer has real money, a higher mortgage rate doesn't scare them off the way it scares off a first-time buyer. So our luxury real estate market truly marches to its own beat, and it held up just fine through the rate spike that everyone thought would sink the real estate market. And a quick word on rates because they do matter. In May of this year, the 30-year mortgage rate sat around 6.5%, a little lower than a year ago. Now you might figure rates don't matter in luxury because everybody pays cash, right? That's the myth. And the real numbers tell a different story, so let me show you. The luxury market isn't all cash, and it's really not even close. So far this year, of the luxury homes that sold in Gallatin County, about 6 out of 10 were financed. Only about 40% were straight cash, so most buyers spending $1.5 million or more are taking a loan, just like everybody else. Usually a jumbo loan built for bigger balances. And here's the part that really flips that assumption. The finance buyers actually bought the pricier homes. The median finance luxury sale was about $2.57 million. The median cash sale was about $2.16 million. So the folks borrowing money are buying higher up on the ladder, not lower. I know that will surprise a lot of people, but it does make sense once you think about it. At this level, a lot of buyers could pay cash and still choose to finance because their money earns more invested than it saves sitting in a house. Financing is a strategy for them, and it's not a necessity. So what does this mean for you? If you're selling a luxury home and you're only picturing some cash buyers swooping in, you're ignoring most of the market. Rates, appraisals, and loan terms all still matter at this level, and they shape what your buyer can actually do. And if you're buying at this price point, know that taking a loan is completely normal. It's what most luxury buyers in this valley are doing right now. Now, let's look at where luxury prices actually sit. Across Gallatin County so far this year, the median luxury single-family home sold for about $2.5 million. What about luxury condos and townhomes? Because yes, we have a real luxury condo market here. They ran at about $2.4 million. The volume is smaller at this price point than the rest of the market, and that's the way it should be. We're talking roughly 75 luxury sales across the whole county so far this year, not hundreds of sales. So this is a much thinner slice, and a single big sale can wildly swing the numbers. I'll point that out as we go area by area. And just to put it into perspective, the regular Gallatin County median home price is around $745,000. Up here, we're talking 3 to 4 times that. This is a different world with different buyers and different rules, which is exactly why it's getting its own update. Luxury demand is up, and it's not just prices holding. More luxury is actually selling than a year ago. And remember, this is that same January through May window against last year's. On that basis, luxury single-family sales across the county are up about 19%. Luxury condo and townhome sales are up even more. Big Sky nearly doubled its luxury home sales over last year. And its luxury condo sales jumped too. So the high end isn't just sitting there looking expensive. Plenty of it is moving, and more of it is moving than last year. That's a strong signal. Rates are higher, and a lot of people expected the top of the market to stall out. Instead, Bozeman's luxury buyers showed up in bigger numbers. And remember that financing point from about a minute ago? The number of finance luxury purchases is up almost 50% over last year. So more luxury buyers aren't just here, they're comfortable borrowing at today's rates to get in. Now let's break it down area by area. Out in the Greater Bozeman Area, the Bozeman Donut, that ring around the city, luxury single family ran about $2.175 million, and there were 26 sales. That's the biggest pocket of luxury on the Gallatin Valley floor, and it makes sense. That's where the big parcels and the high-end subdivisions are, places with room and views that the city core just can't offer anymore. Inside Bozeman city limits, luxury single-family homes came in lower, around $1.775 million. The city has fewer true luxury homes, and they tend to sit at the entry end of luxury rather than at the very top. And there were only a couple of luxury condo sales inside the city all year. So I won't read anything into that number. The sample size is simply too small. And the Belgrade area doesn't have much of a luxury market either. There were only 4 sales this year across every property type. So if you ever see someone quote a Belgrade luxury median, take it with a grain of salt because 4 sales can't tell you that much. Now let's get to Big Sky because Big Sky is the real heart of luxury in our region. Big Sky had the highest prices anywhere in the valley. Luxury single-family homes ran about $2.73 million. And luxury condos and townhomes ran about $2.48 million off 16 sales each. So unlike the valley floor, Big Sky leans just as heavily on condos as on houses. And that's because so much of it is ski in, ski out, resort property where a high-end condo is the prize. And this may be the most important thing I'll say in this entire video, and you won't hear most agents say it. These Big Sky numbers undersell the real top of our market by a lot. The most exclusive parts of Big Sky, such as the Yellowstone Club, trade almost entirely off market and through private sales. Those sales never show up in our local MLS at all. So the true ceiling up there is far higher than anything on your screen. When you see a Big Sky luxury median around $2.7 million, understand that the real high end is selling for many, many times that, quietly and in places the public never gets to see. That's exactly why if you're buying or selling at the very top of Big Sky, you need someone with the relationships to know what's actually trading. The public data alone will never tell you because the biggest deals were built to stay invisible. So here's the takeaway for the high end so far this year. Luxury is holding strong and then some. Prices are up year over year, running in the mid 2 millions across the county and higher in Big Sky. More homes are selling than last year. Most buyers are financing rather than paying cash. And the very top of the market, the Yellowstone Club tier, is bigger than any public number can show. If you're selling a luxury home, price it on real, recent, comparable sales. A Zillow estimate that's missing half the data, that's just going to steer you wrong. And at this level of pricing, every mistake you make is expensive. Then present your home like the asset it is. Because luxury buyers are selective and they have options, and their options aren't limited to just our market. If you're buying, the right number and the real insight come from someone tracking the actual closings, including the ones that never go public. I'm Chase Heiland, broker with Keller Williams Montana Realty, and I help busy professionals build real wealth through Bozeman real estate. And I help people make the move to the valley and settle in the right spot that's right for them. I do all of it through my Montana Move method, a step-by-step process that takes you from the first conversation through closing and beyond. If you want to walk through what your luxury home is really worth or what's actually trading where you're looking, I put together a guide for high-end buyers and sellers in the valley. It's in the description. So let's start a conversation. Are you watching the Gallatin Valley floor, or are you up in Big Sky? And are you buying or are you selling at this top end? Drop it in the comments and let's talk through what those numbers mean for you.